Good evening. Taking you to neighboring La Côte d'Ivoire this evening, where Claude Romy is making a contribution to welcome my man Prince Peters is in the house. That's my boy. Good evening, Prince O. What's up, my man? Welcome, Edison, Prince Maurice as well. Two princes here this evening, and of course, Madam Mamin Esther Tapimo. Good evening. Thank you so much for you guys, Prince, and all of you. Your commitment to this network is just beyond human imagination. But I'm taking you guys to this to Zulu Whiskey Grange here this evening with this beautiful African song by Claude Romy. Welcome. Oh boy. Wow. I can believe by next week at this time we'll be talking about the faith. Welcome, Mr. Anderson Gay. Amulai Kopa is in the building this evening. He said, welcome. This is the Diaspora Informative News Outlet, Liberia Public Radio. Here comes Flavor by Gordon. What a creative name. Welcome to the show this evening. Oh my. Let's start this here this evening. Good evening, folks. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. This is how we do it here. We are traditionalists. We believe in the cultures and we try to keep the cultures of our country. What a neighboring country, we want to keep it. Please fix the sound. We are not hearing the song well. Okay, you know this song there sometime. Okay, but I think the song is no longer playing. So Mr. Marty Zinanta, if you get him in my audio now, pretty well, that's good. So just give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much. That's the goodness of this here. And I know it's annoying if you're not getting the sound. But if my audio is coming through loud and clear to the extent that I will understand you, you will understand me either by tweeting or eventually when you call in, just write okay or let's some sort of thumbs up. That will be an indication that my audio is good. I want to make sure the audio is good. From what I see on my end here, it appears to be good, perfect. But I just want to double check that it is okay with you guys as well on the live feed. That is very, very much important. You take up your time to be here, so we have to do everything possible we can to also serve you. So can any of you guys just give me, I want to just make sure if I need to fix something before coming on the live stream, you are very clear. Okay, thank you so much. You see, this is the kind of collaboration that I like. This is the sort of kind of teamwork. Hopefully, our politicians they do that. You can be different with every other thing, but there are some things that you can agree on. Unfortunately, that's not the case. But this is what we do here at LPR. We learn, we make progress from one another. Thank you so much for bringing that to my attention. Sometimes you try to play the songs, they always give that sort of thin voice. It's hard. You know, when one person doing multiple things at the same time, then that's how it looks like. But notwithstanding, it is important, no matter what it is, to get this here. I hope some folks will volunteer to come here with me this evening here. We shouldn't leave this here. But let's get a program going. I'm Alfonso Z, and so let's bring in the song that introduces the program. This is Liberia Public Radio. So welcome to the show. Okay, let's get a ball rolling. Good evening, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on your locations. I'm Alfonso Z, and so of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR-TV. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. As usual, we are humbled to have you to share your evening, your morning, your afternoon with us. It is you, us together. We got to get this going. And it is not because of me, but for the sake of our country that we need to have these national conversations. And I do agree that we all will not be on the same page, obviously. But what we call for a political tolerance that will allow us to have these national conversations without me on purpose to sanction your voice, not wanting to for you to speak out. We don't easily do that here. And I know some of you guys are very good at getting on people's skin. Yeah, I don't want to call Nia this evening, Mekianto or boss. You guys are very good at getting on people's skin. And that's how it's supposed to be. We need to test everyone's temperament. And this is something that we don't watch out for. We look at other things and we downplay other key factors that guide us on our daily basis and as to how we make informed decisions. And when you have that temperament issue, the probability of you leading people is like a broken stick because your outburst is always there. You don't listen, you don't digest. And so as a result, as it comes, boom, you punch it back like the Palestinians and the Israelis. When you touch one Israeli, you're going to feel the pain. Can you imagine where we are now today? Today is what? Monday. Is that next Tuesday, the election? Certainly. Today, yeah, next Tuesday. Can you imagine what is going to be happening in the next couple of days, week, and stuff like that? But what is interesting to me, though, most of these other platforms, yeah, now we have to do that. We have to critique them. They can critique us as well. But the language of some of them, their deceit and hypocrisy to those who even they profess to support, they do not have the guts. This is how politicians are misguided in making national decisions. You know very well something is not right, but because of politics, because of course politics is all but interest, and that's why I don't think anybody was easily going to hire me to be like a public relation person, because where you're falling short, I have to say it, and you might not like it, and you're gonna fire me. Well, so hell be it, fire me. But the hypocrisy in the media, the innuendos, the falsehood, the attitude of reconstructing and remaking things that are not factual. Sometimes it's so much people look in the faces of people and blatantly lie, make up news. And these things have been facilitated by their followers, their supporters. This is why our leaders, that's why they don't listen to us, because we do not have the guts to face them. The reasons you see people have people all around them is to have a second thought of critical issue so that you can advise them. Why you think they have advisors? Why you think they have counsel? Why you think they have this, they have that? Part of that is for you to share notes. You don't have to express it in a disrespectful context or maybe in the public to the extent that it will be somehow disrespectful to the leader. But if you so dearly love someone, they don't see all that is happening. They are sort of people, I would say it, they just look ahead because the target for the good. So they will not usually like something that doesn't suit their taste. So they have you there as a confidant to help them in the process, to direct and to guide them along the way. But very few people. And sometimes, again, if you look on the other side, the leaders, we have these folks who always like people, even if it is brown, they want you to tell them it's white without then telling you the chemical combinations that will produce that color. People sit on the platform. We know some of the network, which way the is in the same states, in the same country, even in the West. If you were even to look at Fox News, CNNs, and all these other major liberal network, you know which direction to which tone to preach. That's okay. But when you are in the dying meaning of very such a consequential time, and you are privileged, you have the opportunity to sit behind the microphone. If I'm supporting CDC, why should I be? The only thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be drawing the contrast from one party A to party B. But you still have people with 8 days to go. They take 2 hours of their time to manufacture news, to send out innuendos, subliminal messages, falsehood, fake news, when they should focus their activities or their attention to be making the final argument in this maritime, why their candidate is the best, different from that of the other candidate drawing the contrast, focusing on the policy of the candidate. But when you listen to some of them, it's like Media has an entertainment part, but this time of the game like this is no longer entertainment. It's more or less persuasion why your candidate is more vital than the other candidate. How many of them doing that? They don't, because they do not. They just have no idea, or they are propagandists. So when you're propagandists, you are paid to do certain job. But that's why they're supposed to create a media network. You have folks who will focus on your policy, go into the other camp or the other party, the main challenger. You look at their party, you look at their platforms, you look at what they stand for, and perform what we call a political surgery to look at some of the things that you see that are not logical, that they cannot achieve. You go back to their old tapes and stuff like that and play them, and then you put it into context, making your own candidate argument. They don't. They're still running with the same old story. And all the telling the electors, their candidate, we will win the elections. We will win the election. They can't tell you definitively how they're going to win that election. They look at these exhibitions of the crowd, 10,000, 100,000 people show also to draw the conclusion that the election is in their favor. Without them even taking into consideration, I'm wondering, these people that are all assembling here, are they registered members of our party? Do they even have a voter card? Or some other people during registration, they are going, they found they're going, they're 1212. But when the drum sounds in the towns, everybody, it gets the attentions of all. Or are they using that? Or do they deploy some of their strong members? While that cry in the making that you have other people there who are networking in the lives and find injuries all the time. Oh, what's up, girl? How you doing, man? Are you a registered voter yet? Are you voting in this process yet? Can we count on your vote? For Boyka Cummings or President George Weah? They don't. Everybody's celebrating. Even those ones who don't even have a party chairman, they will tell you, say they're going to win the election. How? How? That's the hypocrisy into this whole process. And it is so sad. You have to acknowledge your weakness in anything that you are doing, because when that is acknowledged, you capitalize on that to catch up. But if you are one of those who always want this yes, yes, or you want it being yes, they say A and you just there pushing your hair because those are the sounds and rhythms you want to hear, it doesn't do no good, because the end result will manifest itself because you failed to listen to people and you were it becomes like a habit because you do not want people to tell you the truth. If you look at the whole political space, no one is infallible. But some of the people that are even talking for these same very leaders, their language, their tone, things that comes out of them, so scary. It does not in any way suggest that they can even do it better. So we are like a piece of cloth between the scissors. You're trying to cut that cloth and the scissors not going through and all of that. What are these people saying to us now as to how they were governed? The plight of our country, the security of our country, the infrastructure of our country. How are they going to do it? In these 8 days, it is time to draw the contrast. What makes you better? The Cummings, Boyka, George Weah, Tiawon Gonglo, Dr. Moneybai, and all of that. They are selective which network to go to because they are trying to walk a fine line. I don't get it. You have to open yourself. If you don't even want to go there, you want to have a surrogate to make, because you want to get people over. And you want to do as much as possible to convince people so that they will do a networking for you, to call friends, peers. Oh, I thought this guy was XYZ, but from what I heard today, I need to have a second thought of him. There is some sort of leadership skills in him or in her that I think there's a better Liberia. Those same old people with their rough tone, intolerance, frown on Helen Johnson Sirleaf, brought CDC. For whatever reason, they and CDC, things fell apart. The Central could no longer owe. They are being converted. Old wine in new bottle. The oil has gone helter-skelter in all of these parties, which some of them would not even last. You will not hear some of the party names come in the next season because they're seeking political accommodations. They were the same people yesterday that were preaching and telling us everything was peanut butter and jelly. They fell apart. They have come back to us, denigrated some of those very leaders. They are shouting and so what is the guarantee? So that's the thing about, why do you think that is they're going to trust you? You cussed the hell out of this person yesterday. You closed the door. Politicians, you always leave a room open. This is why politicians are very calculative in making their decisions or in making their statement. That is also equivalent to a diplomat. When you're speaking to a diplomat, they are trained the different questions. You even ask them, they're acting like they're not that they're not, because they want to be very careful. They do not want to seal or close the door on themselves and that tomorrow they don't have a back route to go to. None of our Liberian politicians. When for you today, it's like there is no tomorrow. They will do anything possible, do all of the dirty work, cuss the hell out of you, do whatever they can do. In the next few days, week, months, the honeymoon comes to an end. Then they turn around. Then they turn to some sort of overnight advocates who want to be the one who to preach the message. And then we cheer them up without asking them how we got to this point. In the first place, how, why they did what they did. We do not hold people accountable. That's the problem that we have. And I think all of us, including those of us that even sit behind the microphone, we all must be held accountable. You who also support without even asking the question as to what sort of support, why this person should trust, why you should give your vote to this person. We don't ask that. Let me say, use this case study here. My own man, Prince supporting party A. So by the time I hear a name, I jump behind Prince. You should demand why your vote is like a treasure. We are about to empower these people as our Anthony. They're going to be making some this lifetime 6 years, 9 years decision for us. Whether you voted for them or not, but they're going to be making consequential decisions, not just only for you, for the constituent, but for the country when it comes to the presidency. They're going to be talking to world leaders. So it is imperative that you demand answers from these people. Not yet, yeah, I think you would. Liberia is not a laboratory that we must continue to experiment. Okay, let's try this person today. How many times will we try people today? Well, my analysts are standing by. It is time to have a conversation, and hopefully, I'll be glad if somebody really, other people, most of you, our viewers, listeners, if you want to come on here this evening let us know. Don't leave this thing with us. Don't leave it with us. And this is why we open this door. We don't want us to be only the one to say, oh, you were supposed to talk XYZ thing, you didn't talk it. We are making it clear. It is not late. We still have time. Your voice could impact. Your voice could be a game changer. Trust me, you are not going to hear anything from these candidates. All you're going to be hearing these salad dressing promises, empty ones. They're not going to tell us how they're going to get their resources. I am not a guy who believes in big government spending. They have all of their people, supporters behind them, chanting a malicious group. You think those people dancing, sweating like Christmas goat? You think they're just dancing for that? They want to be accommodated. They are coming to increase the size of government, and they are not telling us as to how they're going to get these fundings. I'm Alfonso Zin, so stay tuned. Let's get a ball rolling.
Welcome to Executive Car Rental Services. We have all types of cars that you can rent, from sports cars to sedans to SUVs. We have cars for in-town and out of town, even vans that you can rent. Very modern and attractive, well-serviced vehicles, clean, quality, and comfortable interior. Move like an executive in style. Fully AC vehicles with good sound system. If you're looking to ride with class, this is the place at Executive Car Rental Services.
Wow, so which cars will you want to rent?
Drivers available. Call the number above to rent a car now.
Okay, that's executive car rental of a friend, a good guy, Anthony Councilor George Calando. They got a lot of really decent air-cooled car, well loaded. I tested once when I was in Liberia a couple of weeks ago. Okay, it's our senior contributor, political commentator, Terry Collins is standing by from Minneapolis, Minnesota. He is a strong supporter of Ambassador Joseph Newman Boycott. He sits in the letter C. He relies waiting to be appointed as some sort of director because the found out that this tie is flipping. So they are all in the comfortable seat. They better don't give people high blood pressures and carry their cholesterol up. The game of policy is a dicey one. So nothing is guaranteed until all vote counts. I don't want to sanction him, so you can say I'm talking behind him. Let me bring in Terry Collins. He's a strong supporter of Ambassador Joseph Newman Boyka and the political commentator right here at the diaspora informative. You see, my son, you not even want to airflow here. Look at this. Look at the thing you said to me. Yeah. When white men know you, know your friend black man. They were we friend there, we talking here all now, what he hating. At the end of the day, people will take telling no ibuprofen, IV, IVI, all of that. When you get a job, when I call you, if you not pick up my phone, the trumpet will go in there where you will now say, Terry, good evening, welcome.
Good evening, Mr. So. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Look, it's unbelievable. How many days to go? 7 or 8 days? 8 days, right? Do I get it right?
Yeah, I think 8 or 9
days. Yesterday was 9.
Yeah, 8 days. Sure.
So basically, is what, next Tuesday?
Yes.
Next Tuesday.
Exactly.
I told the people they can take their job. I already took it because we have to do something to work. We have to have the conversation. Folks, good evening. If anybody wants to join this forum here this evening, let us know. In fact, maybe I will just throw the link out there. Don't leave this thing with Terry because you're not gonna. All you're gonna hear about Terry here, how Ambassador Joseph Boyka gonna bring milk and honey, And everybody gonna be wasting job. The road will be paved in 360 or 100 days and all of that. But we need to hold everybody accountable. Terry, let's have a conversation here. So how is this process right now? We're going to have an open mic here, but my attention is drawn to the press conference. I was disappointed today. The press conference. I don't know you had the opportunity. I listened to it lately. Pick chance. Oh, we didn't even start here. Who calling it? No, we don't operate like that. I will come to it. Did you listen to the press conference by the Minister of Justice today with respect to what unfolded in FOIA? You had a chance to listen to it?
No, but yeah, I saw it on Facebook, but I didn't listen.
Oh, you didn't listen?
Because yeah,
I
there are certain things I try to listen to it, but I was finding it difficult to get the understanding because of the way they were talking very low, and maybe because of the network I was watching it on.
Oh, okay. For me, basically, not the network. It's about I don't know. Our people they always Jones Octavius Mallet stream.
How are you, sir?
I have a big information on here this evening, but I will wait until you unveil yourself to the public. For so long in this guy. Good evening. How is it day? A man drinking water. You think that would make me feel sorry for him? So I got you.
Go ahead.
You can drink a barrel of
so you can retreat, right?
No, I'm not gonna retreat at all. Okay, guys. Good evening. How is the day so far?
So far, so good. Just want to thank the Lord for giving all the strength to come this far.
Yeah, and I really want to thank you guys. This is a work too. This is a work. Just imagine if you're doing your 8 hour, 16 hour, and then you can't hear, you turn to town crier, and there's some other people that cussing the hair out of you, other people, you this person, you that, but I can enjoy it. Usually after the program, I can look at the devices to see how everything going on, but I go back and I reply to some of them, because that's part of the engagement. And I think we should respect their views. They have all right. We criticize people, we make some statements about people. So if it doesn't suit their taste, equally they have that right. So I'm not going to be like a liberal who yell a day and anybody says anything, then he goes on his skin. Yeah, Jones, do you have the opportunity to listen to the press conference by the Ministry of Justice today with the joint security with respect to what happens in Lofa FOIA specific? You didn't listen to it?
I only listened to this guy, the guy version of the story.
Who?
The CDC Fala.
Oh, you mean Fala? Yeah, that's what I was trying to play, but I think the audio was kind of like
yeah, I was.
Okay, so then, since it's like this, we're going to open the mic here. So we are in the last minute push of this whole marathon. Yeah, we are in the last minute push. And I try to peruse different network, their talking points and some of the things, but it is so, some people just make up really blend lies, manufacture stuff for whatever reason to get attraction. It's just been disingenuous, not just to their people they support, but to the country. Because some things that you say that something that fully well is not true, and then you kind of try to twist the wings here. But let's turn the Kaya. Tara, what are you watching?
Do you have the video that if you want to play it, we can listen to what they said?
I didn't download it. I will try to see what I can tie something. But let's leave the microphone open here this evening. What are your concerns? 8 days to go, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff all over Brown and anything out. People should do this, that. It's. But what are you considering now? What should be the focus now at this point in time?
Well, I hope that the political parties are satisfied with NEC, because that is where my concern lies. With what went on in Lofa County, it's terrifying if NEC does not come true by expectation. We don't know what may happen. That's my fear. So I think there's a go slow on peace talk. Like the other day, I was watching something. They were having a peace conversation, I think just prior to that thing, what happened in Lofa County. But the place was empty. The place was very empty. They were having a program, but the place was not well attended. And we are not seeing that particular, we're not seeing the clarity from the election commission. Are we sure? Are we satisfied with the election commission and their position? Have they published the FRR? I heard that she had published
Yeah, yeah.
14 counties, others, and Montserrat remain outstanding yet. So is the opposition and all political parties satisfied with next presentation of these elections? Those are some of my concerns, But all in all, normally, that is what it is, except other people have other talking points we can throw in
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
top.
we're gonna throw the fishing hook out here, and that's a critical part here. But here is the irony of the whole thing here, Terry, before I bring King Jones. Um, these political parties, and I think we had this conversation. What is do they have a technical team drawn out to have this sort of critical conversation way ahead of time? I'm not a guy who likes to manage crisis, because managing crisis, naturally, we Liberians, Africans in general, we are not good. So it's better to avoid these crises instead of you tend to manage it. Because these are, and they have been in electoral processes before. That's not the first time. Or even if the first time they are observed, they are seeing other things. So the question is, what is the length of conversations in these having these technical details or conversation? Have there been any, or we went to an election? They put a guideline there. We register our party. We submit our candidate. Is that all to it?
Right.
They go in depth to have these concept, these decisions, the timetable, sharing information with them simultaneously at the same time to make sure everybody group has that here. I'm not sure whether that happens, or it's because we shouldn't be talking this.
No.
Even if we're talking it, someone from the party side, yes, we are aware this is what next says, so they were falling back, they need to come out, but everybody kind of like doing it. Mally Jones.
Yeah.
So let's have a conversation here. 8 days to go. Can you imagine who is really drawing the Skellington team at this point in time? Is it soon? Because everybody claiming it's all the CPP slash ANC Liberty Party, everybody having a victory rally. I don't know the interpretation. I've not had the opportunity to speak with any of them, but victory in itself means they're going to get to the finishing line. Uh, Unity Party on the other side, CDC on the other side. Uh, it's just something. Unity Party, for some reason, lately here, the pickup in the sense of momentum, and that's the uniqueness of politics in this sort of game. If you grab something and it goes in your direction, and I'm not saying because they pick up that means they're going to win. That's not what I'm saying here. But in this sort of contest of such, momentum is necessary. It influences other people's decisions. It makes people to come your way. But whether it's going to manifest itself into a reaction, into reality to get them to be where they're supposed to be, that's what I don't know here. But they are all projecting they are in good shape and they're going to win. And I think those sort of prediction here, you don't need to set the bar so high. Let me just bring you in here. What is lacking here? What are you still skeptical of in this whole process? I will learn that this stuff is on. I'll try to track it here, but we're going to take time to trust me to review it.
Well, I think I'm going back to Collins's utterances sometime down the line when he said, when we all began finding problem with the messaging, organizations, and strategies, and what have you, And Mr. Collins are always maintain that there's a strategy. We may not know about it, but there's a strategy and they are organizing. And so I think I tend to not agree with him that because it's like they upbeat and the speed at which Unity Party is even moving quite astonishing to me. So I just want to attribute that acknowledgement to Collins's
Thank you very
utterances
much.
that there have been strategy, and those strategy we didn't know about it, but we decided to pass some intellectual judgment at the time, and we will want to take those intellectual judgment back because we now see a lot of things really happening to my astonishment. And the next thing now, it goes back to what the moderator just said. Are the people having a technical team? Are they have they come to envisage what are some of the downside and other things? I think I will want for us to hold on that and give benefit of the doubt to Collins' statement. They may have it, we don't know, and probably mindful
Malice,
now.
why you want to do this to Collins? Why are you trying to make Collins to look like?
No, we have to learn from history. That what make us intellectual. And when we learn from it and when we see the gap and we see the downsides as intellectual, we have to come clean.
Thank you,
So
Mr. Mali.
the issue of the technical thing you're talking about, I just want to believe probably it is there. So I don't want to go back again and repeating history to pass judgment on this again.
Well, I think I want to be before Terry come in here for me. I don't have anything. I want to be a little bit judgmental. I'm not sure whether it is there. If it is there, these people are going to come out to tell us they themselves they are not doing. They are very supporters. I favored. They becomes reactionary when their supporters president, and then that's when they want come and all of that here. But anyway, Terry, the guy put you in the phrase. Let's bring you here. Do you
No,
think it's really
let me just learn. So finally, I think there are a lot of reduction in political problem now, the increase. Yes. So the only thing I think we're trying to focus on now is what is going on with NEC. Because the actual election is not a campaign.
No.
It's the calculation in there. And I don't know, someone posted something in our chat room about NEC. And it's like our kind of scary. The initial voter registration, I think after all their arrangement, instead of it reducing,
it went up.
It rather went up to 3,000. That's scary. That's really scary. And another thing that been resolved here is the issue of the censor. We're on the platform and we all argue that the censor for so many different purposes, that's fine. But I'm very sure NEC has got a stake in the censor issue because censor will have to provide the number of people in a particular place. That's part of the apportionment of this thing. So what I'm driving out here now is like, I think there were the problem. I see the problem now with NEC. But the issue of messaging, I think is fine. And the issue of upbeat, I think it's fine. I see a lot of strategy moving, and one of the
where
good
you come from
strategies.
the fine? Which one? Which beat fine?
I mean, Unity Party has flipped so many things to my astonishment. That's the first thing. And CDC too.
Example.
CDC is also on top of its game. So what I see here now is the tripartite committee going on, a tripartite campaign strategy going on now. I saw the vice president, the Unity Party rescue vice president in Riverside. Then I saw Joseph Braga and his team banging on Lofa County. Then I see the rescue model in Morovia and Dillon try to energize other people there. That is not a small strategy. So CDC, I see why CDC is really waking up. So I just want to give credit to the Unity Party, to be frank with you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mali.
Yeah, it doesn't mean I'm a partisan. I just want to try to be intellectually objective here with this issue. because I've been finding problem with their messaging. I've been finding problem with their movement. I've been finding problem with their speed, and Colin keep bombarding this platform that there is a strategy. It's a matter of time, and I want to give him the credit for that. I'm sorry, moderator, but we have to approach it as it is.
I didn't say anything. That's your view. That's your opinion. So it's like you are forming solidarity with Terry now. So I know usually at time like that people got to soften their tone.
I also extended thanks to the CDC.
Right.
Now the CDC have brought you another strategy to strangulate the United Party by taking helicopter. You see? Yeah. So is the party going to take helicopter now? So we are waiting now to see whether that gas going to be closed, because I can tell you it's not easy right now. And I'm really enjoying the drama.
Okay. Yeah, you just want to be an instigator. That's why you say you join this. But Terry, hold on one second. Let's go to New Jersey. Our senior analyst, Koto Jalabalayan, is on the phone. Koto, good evening.
Mr. Soul, and even to Terrence and our senior analyst there in the studio.
How are you, madam?
Good evening, man.
Mr. Jones, sorry, Mr. Jones.
Yes.
This is why when I saw Mr. Jones was kind of skeptical of lashing at the back of Unity Party, I was like, I kept telling him, we have plans, we have strategies, and for some of us, we have time to plan and time to do things. If you see, sometimes some of us are quiet, we are in the back, there's a lot of things in the back there. And for me, when I find difficulty, I get in the background of problem solving. And that's what some of us have been doing. We talk about the defense, let me say, Justice Minister press conference. I might not have gotten all of his speech there, but what struck me was when he mentioned about this, if the police cannot handle the situation, they will be getting the military to handle it.
The EFL, right.
Wow.
Yeah, the EFL. That struck me, because that is the statement that came from the defense minister, and people were lashing at him. It's like, okay, that's the replication or the statement that comes from the defense minister. And looking at what is happening around now with these the incident in FOIA, it's kind of like putting me on some edge. Okay, and then going to the election commission, I have problem right now. And to be frank with you, and kind of like, I don't know, my mind is not certain about how the result going to be like, because if they can take forever to produce the FFR, how are they going to manage with the result that will be coming in? And this is something that has to be like a rapid process. And just for the restriction, it took forever to give report. What becomes of the election result, coming up? It's scary. And this is for me, many people are not looking at that critically. And we see that all of the allegations that they're coming out, there haven't been any statement concerning or against what it is happening about these cars that have been formed with people. I see that the election commission is taking it lightly, and these are things that kind of bring out issues which we are not thinking that those issues will come out, but I think those are issues that you should be addressing. And and now I'm seeing that there is no effort made in addressing those issues. So it's concerning. But I will be back and I will come in later to give my input again.
Yeah. So yeah, before we go, then that just speak, Koto, before you hang on there. It speak to the previous conversation we were on, wondering whether these political parties, including the party that you support, whether they have this technical team prior to this whole process because they are the ones should be able to address this thing, to keep their members informed, to keep the Liberian people informed, whether who support them, or not, because they will have this sort of closed door conversation with NEC, and they will come back and come and also tell their members, look, here how far we are, not necessarily to wait for NEC to bring people. So I'm wondering, do you think here, from what you know, do you think they have these sort of technical teams to look at all of these situations to have, in the first and foremost, to avoid what we see happening right now? Pieces of funneled FFR coming up, other ones still being withheld. All of these kind of, do they have these sort of, do you think those sort of technical conversations were held? Koto, are you there? Okay, I think.
I'm sorry, hello?
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
if you are not situated, that's okay. I was wondering whether, I was wondering whether these parties, including the party that you support, do they have like a technical team that perhaps have visited these situations or having discussion with NEC that we don't know, and they are not telling us to, because is it just a surprise or something that just bombed over their head
No,
like that?
it's not a surprise. That's why you see, you notice that you know that they are in court right now. I think they needed to come up with some report. I don't know whether it came out today, but I did not further check what was on the result. Because
I think the code mandated and the high
high
NEC star could the code mandated and the high NEC star releasing some of these things. But what I'm saying, what were their own arrangement to have avoid all these situations we are having right now? 8 days to the process.
Yes, and that's why even all of these issues coming out, because it's the consent of the Unity Party. I don't know whether other parties are making effort, but it's from the Unity Party, the continuous, consent, and some of their agents are the one that reporting some of these things, because we then seeing some of the lashes and even the hitches and things, some of the leakages and things within the election commission. So this is why the Unity Party is so much concerned about these things. And the Unity Party is playing all of these things. They are not just sitting and ignoring it, but it seems that the election commission is making no effort in it. That's why when some of us have to put pressure in it, it led to the Unity Party going to court. Was it because it seems that they are playing a little back on the issues.
Okay.
So
all right.
that's why. But the agents are working. There are people in the background checking and making sure things are done properly. But it's like the net is paying deaf ears to the concern of the political parties. Yeah, what I know about the Unity Party, for some reason I don't know, but they are actually paying deaf ears to the concern of the Unity Party.
Okay, thank you so much. So Terry, thank you so much. Let me just bring you here. Of all of the participating political parties, who is heading ahead of their shadow here? It seems to me there are some other parties saying themselves, this thing here is already, we have it to our chest. We need to start, we should begin the process of governance. We must begin the process of taking charge. We are literally the leader, even though the process have not started. Who is heading ahead of this game?
Well, from the look of things, from the campaign perspective, I would tell you clearly that Unity Party is ahead of the game. But whether if they can now say, oh, because we are heading in the pools or heading through our campaign strategy, blah, blah, blah. So we have finally won the election. So we should sit down and start looking for our cabinet minister now. I don't want to agree with that. All right. Because like I always say, that CDC is the ruling party. And the ruling parties have a lot of strategies. They control the government. Things can change. Things can flip in any way whatsoever. All right. And even though we may not like it, but I cannot squarely say that Unity Party should relax and be confident that we have already won the elections. All right. It's a difficult thing to call, especially looking at a man who were only given 6 years and have been anticipating 12. He's anticipating 12 years, but now you're trying to cut him off from experiencing the 12 years. You're trying to take it from him, and the government, the organization or the political party that is trying to come to power is a political party that have ruled for 12 years. So looking at all of those intricacies is a very difficult thing to watch, to see CDC turn over power to the very government that they accused for 12 years, that they ran behind for 12 years, to see them ready turning power back to them. That is a huge confusion. That is why, to be honest with you, in as much as I'm excited about the campaign of the Unity Party, I'm not happy because I'm not satisfied with what is coming from NEC.
There's still uncertainty within you here. So let me bring in Mally Jones here. Do you think, before I bring in Mally here, do you think there's more work Unity Party needs to get in place before the actual voting process starts?
Oh yes, a lot of work need to be done by the Unity Party. And one of the major errors that I think Unity Party need to start focusing on right now is the error in 2017. Have they visited the drawing board to see the error in 2017? There are a whole lot of error in 2017 that I saw with the Unity Party. And they try to overcome one of those major errors right now. I noticed in 2017 round one, the Unity we have 590,000. The party had 446,000 votes, but the party did not campaign extensively as what I see right now. Right. So at the end of the day, when it went to second round, we are even told Babolu from the party, and the party were on a level low for country. You see, unlike now, they try to ready find solution to that particular error, and that's a very good news. You see, and the next error was they did not even focus on the southeastern counties. Now I see the vice president there. I hope he's going to sleep there until election day, because yes, if he sleep there until election day, I think there'll be a good outcome for the Unity Party. So what I'm driving out here is that I don't want for all the momentum to just subside few days to the election day. Everybody just lay back now, because normally the strange thing I saw here is that the whole momentum started. It started from the southwest, from Monrovia going into the inland. You see, on the 2017, Unity Party was just playing around Bombing County, Cape Mount, Monserrado, and even second round, the ball took everything from him. You see? So now I see the election, it started in Monserrado, and probably it will end in Monserrado. So in other words, the Unity Party need to follow the footprint of CDC. As they move, they get there. As they move, they get there. As they move, they get there.
Are you providing counsel?
Yeah, and you notice that no. And you notice that you who get a message last, the people remember you. That the type of voter we have in Liberia.
The type of voter we have in Liberia.
That analysis
I don't know what I agree with Mali to say the Unity Party vice Canberra should remain in the Southeast. What's about his presence is felt in his own county, so as to show some sort of to reminder to the voters, right? The whole day. That is a workable strategy. Your presence felt in the county is a battleground counted. Your presence should be felt while the process in the meanwhile is going on. And then before the evening comes to maybe an end, you want to come to party headquarters to start monitoring what is happening. So is Ambassador Boyka, Terry, you support Unity Party. Is he on the right path? From what we've seen so far, we wouldn't until it's been manifested into actions or number figure is shown at the end of the day here. But having Lofa, the Bapolu, and perhaps maybe bombing, all of that, the momentum from Lofa is possible to also transfer to other neighboring counties to Lofa that to building up. Do you think is that or something? But I think it's a good strategy because he wants to maintain. You don't want to be like an Agor. If you lose your own state or county, you are in a serious, you're going to be in mess. So what he's doing, the resources and time putting in Lofa there, that's a good strategy. He wants to maintain that. He doesn't want anything decreasing that. But do you think it's a good workable strategy?
Yes, I think one of the mistakes CDC made was to leave Lofa County, and right after they left, that what Mr. Mali is saying, or Unity Party moved in. Yeah, and that is what I've been saying about Unity Party being slow. At the first time, when they started the campaign, they were very slow. Every now and then, the ambassador would call the campaign, travel to go hustle, come back. You know, it was
No,
a
it's for
slow
money.
pace.
You were not supporting the party. You gotta
We
go for
agree
the money.
that it had to happen, but what I'm saying, it was not good for this campaign. So he picked up the momentum now, and he's right behind President Weah. So the way President Weah just left from Lofa County, and he entering, the momentum change, the dimension change, and that is where he's going to climax his campaign. All right, then they're going to move. So the VP is in the Southeast, and the message that the VP left in the Southeast is going to resonate with the people. So he don't have to ready or remain there until the campaign, because like the message he left with the people is a very damaging message for President Weah. I'm still thinking, how will President Weah recover from that?
So
Because
okay, what's about the recipients? Are they also embracing that message to say, somebody is speaking to us? We need to have a second thought, putting it out, and those who are going to receive it, process it, act on it. That's another thing.
right. Actually, the message is resonating with the people because the people seeing the reality, versus 2017 when the people did not know President Weah's behavior towards them, his intention. Even though he didn't do nothing in the Southeast, the people still overwhelmingly voted for him with the anticipation that he would have done something. So the message the VSB is sending of the rescue mission to the people in the Southeast is that, hey, you got over 11 guys from the Southeast, especially Grand Coup County, that are working in top positions in government, and they have done nothing for you guys. All right. So give us the opportunity. And he said something that was profound. He said, in my home, I have my house in my home, and I have my own farm. That is where I live. But unlike these guys that are working in government under President Weah, all of that, including the president himself, they don't have time for you guys. They're only going to come here during campaign time, and when they leave, they're not going to come here. And if they lose the election, you will never see them again. And that point alone, I think it resonated with a lot of people in the Southeast. So,
Yeah.
and that is what you want to do. That is what you want to do in the backyard of your opponent. So, in my opinion, and President Weah now is going there with a helicopter. I think just the helicopter alone, the people will have a different reaction. They might receive it,
I
but
saw the video from Grand that he entered by road, the car, everything. But I mean, they took cue from because the idea of flying when 2017 he was holding state, the liberal was showing all of that giving himself a view of this. I mean, he knows how the road looks like. He's not going there now to go say anything. Now he walked, he went by the road. But like you said, the VP is really the vice presidential candidate for Unity Party is really being given some punches, political punches. So might see how they roll, and he himself going through that. I'm wondering, would there be some sort of political empathy on this one here to say, okay, well, we tried Dr. Weah, he was here, he saw this role after 5 years, nothing much was done. We're seeing going with helicopter. Now he coming with role. How that strategy changed? It seems to me they realize that was not the right thing to do. And so they decided to go with their on the 4 weeks as well to be like Kong, who went through articles, getting on the Kino and all of that. where people feel with that empathy to be there, that political empathy to be there. This guy is fighting for this thing here, and we need to give it to him. How can we? The crowd from Zwedu as well. This is a kind of convoluted thing here now for some reason, and this is why I don't want people to build that tension. Or we see they up, we see they up, because people that are showing up, we don't know whether all of them is going to be a voter, who they are, or they are just bystander, or they are people who just like to witness exhibitions and all of that. So we want to tone this down a little bit.
Yeah, you see, that is a good strategy to go in there with car. You don't want to, especially, I want to say, President, we are smart. Especially, you know that the VSB of the rescue mission went in there with vehicle. Then you come in with helicopter and you are already put some damaging information against you there. So you don't want to go there with helicopter. It will show a bad signal. So you also want to move in with car, which is good. And we also must understand that those areas, the people love President, we are naturally, regardless what he do something or not.
The video I saw in Grand was 10 p.m., which is okay, yesterday time. It's unbelievable. So
right.
it's
the
like
people love
when
the
you
man,
see it,
you can't take it from him. That those are his stronghold. You can we will try to take votes from there. But hey, the people love the man naturally. Naturally, they love the man. They believe that this is Doe's son, this is the hero's son. They took care of him, he took care of them, and all of that. I don't have a problem with President riding helicopter, even JMB rode helicopter 2017. I believe if JMB have the means to use helicopter to go to as far as Sino, because right now the struggle for Unity Party is to go to Sino. All right. I doubt that the VSB will be able to reach there.
JMB, do you think you're gonna reach? You think you're gonna reach? Let me go on Westward Airline.
I doubt that they're going to reach there, but the VSB acknowledged that he really want to go to Sando, and there are a lot of people there waiting for him. But again, those people love President Weah. All right, we will get votes from there, but I'm not hoping, I'm not convinced that we will win those areas. If we win those areas, I'm telling you, then that is a huge plus.
So the strategy here is to diminish the number of
right.
the president, because those places are the president keyhole. Mally Jones.
Yeah.
Do you think the president is actually traveling by road now to Grand Gide? I'm not sure. Maybe you're going to go through there. Is he going to remind these people? And do you think the VP, Unity Party, Kun, will also take a complete survey in those places with the hope of undercutting to cause some of the numbers of the president? Is that the strategy? Is that a workable one?
Yeah, I think one of the fundamental issue about this election is to have the 2017 as a fallback, as a playbook for us. You realize that when we look at Bumi, we look at Cape Man and other places, Monserrato, Mikey B, and Bassa, all those countries that are closer to the coastal land, that what Colin say, this man, he a travelist. So that travel sentiment will always be there, no matter what. But this is the secret. The president has always used the southeastern county as a fallback position to amend his number. So with the opposition beating drum in our backyard right now, is to take some votes. So instead of he now just relaxing and using it as a fallback, everybody will use it now as a fallback. And we'll all focus now on the coastal county. I mean, those counties that are around the coastal land, then we start going there. Because, like, for instance, Bumi County, Magibi County, Cape Man County, there are no tribal issue down there. You got to preach the message there before the people vote for you. The people are not cruel people. No. So it's the message. So I think one mistake again, I think all the political parties are making here, probably they can think about it, is I noticed Joe Weah don't have much to say beside the road when he gets to certain county. That's what I noticed in this whole campaign. So the road issue have become like a cancer in the people's mind now, road. So if we can get an opposition to change the calculus, okay, to move to other things, You know, okay, we've been talking about role. It's been since this time. But this is what I think we need to do now. Your children are going to school. You need a community college here. You need electricity. You need pipe and water. So I think it will start changing the message a little bit. Like for instance, ground crew. Ground crew is heavily impoverished. I don't know where the people came from, the extra people came from, according to the census that live into that place. I have no idea about that. You see? So it will change the messaging because I strongly believe that every county should have a specific message that will resonate with the people because they have some specific needs. But Georgia is trying with the roll, business all over the place. All right. So can we now change the calculus? Can we change the messaging for the ground crew people? For instance, yeah, I'm going back now to the moderator when we were talking about it, the technical thing. But I'm seeing a technical thing that will go do a survey. For instance, Rivers have got too many coconut tree. In fact, I learned the coconut farm there is so heavy. Okay, can we create a message that we can tell somebody coconut to a factory producing thing, so it create job for the people who get a chance to settle the situation that will create job for most of you people who will focus on the road later on? Or can we carry the farm? I mean, the inter-district linking. Send the district to the district. People got to pass Bush Road to go to another district. Can we create road among all the districts? You know, to make it accessible for the people. So I think we can change the messaging from county to county.
So the key question here, and I will say it, and I like Terry will finalize it. And I know it is. What you're saying here is logical. Even in this country here, in the West and other places, they look at the demographic, they look at the needs of those people. But are we that sophisticated enough? There are things that are not, for the most part, everything there is. We need everything. Literally, everything is lacking. But you must have a central message when you reach to Grangida, you reach to Maryland, you reach to San Luis, and reach to other places. But it makes it difficult because this poverty and lack of development infrastructure is just everywhere. So it undercut that purpose. And so, in the absence of road, having a good road network, your brother said you should call his name. I don't know why we should call his name for. Call his name to do.
Who's that?
Your friend from Sacramento, what his name? The liberal. Yeah, we should call his name. Call his name. You're not seeking for anything. You're not running to be commissioner for Total or even representative. We're talking about national issues. So call your name to do what? Don't destroy all. So I don't know how you can do that. And this is where it becomes a little bit kind of cocky here, the president. Okay, he did some little roles in the capital area here, but can he take that same message when you walk in, cars are stuck? Can you still take that message of role? Even the ambassador himself, can he also prosecute this role argument? He was in that before. But the thing is, even he's not there now, but he was there. So what was his own party? It's a difficult thing. Kumi's money back there could be the ones, but I'm not sure whether they're finding their voices or their right tone for whatever reason. You know, like when they are in for you for whatever reason, go up and down. They say until they see their hair inside before they can get out here. But I don't know how can the president effectively prosecute of road construction in the southeast when it is raining, people are completely disconnected. So how can you go back there now to talk to say I'm going to do it? You know, other people there are some free thinker there. They will say, wait a minute, this guy is taking us to be like something. So I'm not.
Moderator, it's simple. George Weah can really make a case, a very strong one. Okay, and the case is that okay, I've been busy with roads in the southwest. Morera Bomi did this, the next 6 year now is your time.
Are you serious?
And people are gonna believe it. Yeah, the next 6 year now is the southeast and nothing but the southeast. Somebody gonna fall for you.
Okay, if you were in that case, there is that simple for you to fall in? if you were there and he went
That's
there.
the message I will carry. Yes, that's the message I will really carry. Of course,
So what I'm
Liberia
saying,
is unique.
if you are, I'm asking now, if you were
Mhm.
a voter there now, and
Yeah.
the president is going to execute that sort of message, would that message resonate with you?
Yes.
Terry,
Couple
Yeah.
with my trouble started with him. Yes.
now this is what you guys always like this tribal politics here, and that's why you are preaching.
No.
And we can't
Chair,
avoid it. No, but that's a fact.
CEO,
Probably we can't.
we got to be realistic. That's a fact.
Okay, I agree with you. Terry, this
Yeah.
guy he started being aligned with you, but I think he's distancing him. These people I told you they are the liberal. They are like a broken stick. You can't depend on them. They people of an
They
eye.
will let
Some
you drown in the river.
they will tell you, say, I get a life jacket here. When you're drowning, I will throw it. But when Taka is the old jacket, I let you home. When a man will go out, when you return, go Ireland before you go to Minnesota and go rescue you. Yeah,
Seriously.
you in.
Yeah, you see, yeah, so I would like to differ with Mr. Mali a little bit because you see, the reason why they're talking about rule is because that is the major factor right now in the Southeast. Why is that important? Is because during early time, the banks were there. So the banks used to bring money from Monserrato to Zwedru and other places. Like for me, I worked in CVR before. I worked on the gold mine in Zwedru. That how I kind of got to know Zwedru City. I had a motorcycle there and all. So, I was doing gold business in CVR. So we used to go to the bank. There was a bank right in Zwedru City around the roundabout there. There was a bank there. I
Yeah,
think it was
there's
Echo Bank or so.
Echo Bank. I went there
Yeah,
once.
Echo
Yeah,
Bank. So we used
right.
to cash money from there. But now, because of the road condition, that particular thing is cut off. So I doubt that Echo Bank still function as the way they used to function during early time. I doubt it, And people used to buy drinks from Morovia. People used to bring their goods to sell. So once those things are not happening and people are not going to Ivory Coast to get all those kind of things, they are cut off from the capital, which is detrimental for them. So I thought in my mind that President Weah was going to do the needful thing by greatering the road before he could go there, at least about 2 to 3 months ago. That would have been very fine for him. But now when he goes there, what can he tell? The only thing the Southeasterner is going to vote for President Weah on will be travel line, which I will agree with Mr. Mali on this one. The travel line is very, very strong. That's the only reason they're going to vote for
In
him
our politics. Okay.
in our body politics. And you can't question it, whether you don't like it. That is the people's choice.
Oh, yeah.
So that is what it is. But rules, you can't talk about rules. You can't do that. But JLB also is going to struggle with this rule business in Lofa County. And again, the only reason why he would take a lot of votes from Lofa is because of travel line too. But I think President Weah will secure some votes in Lofa County because I see, electricity in the cap. I think in Vondama, they pave the road and stuff like that. So you can't overlook these factors too for President Weah. That may fall in his era, in his line. So unlike 2017, he did not get some votes from Lofa people. I think this time around, President Weah will get some votes from Lofa. It may not be a huge chunk, but he's going to secure some votes from Lofa County. That is
And in
what I
so many
believe.
fronts, before I go to Koto, in so many fronts, GOL they have the advantage. I remember 1985, Edward Combo Sarkot, Mr. President, your people, Mr. People, your president, KBK. They used to tell people, look, if you don't vote for them, you're going to be out of job because the people are going to come, they're going to bring their own people. So the people that create this sort of, situation, and that is who wants to lose their job. Koto Jala, let me bring you in. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, so I know we're talking the Tabata here, but the good thing here tonight we are peaceful here because when the liberal is not here, this network, our conversation is always at peace. Yeah, so when he's not here, everything can be so much okay. Yeah, so tonight here,
I would not take that for you tonight. Don't put
oh, liberal partisans, so the liberal strong, so
that's not that. Because liberal sometimes, they show there, and I must give it to him. That's
Oh my
something I must give to
goodness.
him.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
So let's hear you.
Okay. I listened to the both of you. That is Terry and Mr. Jones. Again, the factors that are playing this time around is completely different from the factors that played in 2017. Okay, the people in the Southeastern area, when you listen to them, they complain about not only the roles, but job opportunity that was provided by the Unity Party government. Those job opportunities are no longer there. You talk about the bank issue. No banks are not there. Then with the vote, and too many factors play in this election that nobody should play with. And the thing about it is, it's like if you can, our people say you can fool the woman to pregnant her, but you can't fool her to pregnant her for the second time. Then you are, fool. So those are the things that the factors to look at. And comparing to what uh, Terry was saying about the Lofa County road issue, I have listened to the people of Lofa County, most of them, except for some of them that do not know about this road issue. The fund was already allocated by the Unity Party to fix that road, which was mismanaged by this government. So now it's a complete different thing as compared to they did not do it and they did it. So when you want to shift blame on Baka is going to tell you that the fund was available, and indeed they provided the funds for the road to be paved up to Vonjama. So if those issues were not done by this government, and we know government is continuity, then it is not the responsibility, even though the people will say, oh yeah, why you have to do it too? But a funding issue takes time. If the fund came, it was the responsibility of this government to implement, the process of the road building. So too many things. And I see people like the spot some of us want to erase. A Joe Barker had come from Nova County, and I did not see the qualification in Joe Barker. I did not see the strength of his past good record. I would have never supported him. I did it with this guy, Thomas Farah. I never supported Thomas Farah because I knew that Dylan was done better than Thomas Farah. So we want to erase the notion of a travel thing. Though it's not easy, but we have to. Because if I have to take on my tribal man, it means that my tribal man is qualified in the other tribe that I will be, I will see. But if I see another tribal man that is better off than my tribal man, I'm not going to support my tribal man because he and I from the same, background or from the same county. Okay. So this is why we should start educating. That's why, for me, that's my education. Don't speak behind somebody because they are trouble thing. If the person not doing better, you still going to be speaking with them because they ask for your travel group or for your county. So that's the education we keep giving our people. Do not speak on travel. Travel thing has not helped our country. And it will not help. It's still not happening.
Okay, let's.
That's the education we keep giving.
Thank you so much. All right, guys, let's bring another voice from the other side of the political field. Terry Oman, Aaron is here from Atlanta, Georgia. Aaron.
Hey, Mr. So, how you doing?
Good. They're putting you here in a hot grill here this evening here, oven and stuff like that. Let's hear you. 8 days. Can you imagine, Aaron? 8 days now. There, yobo tabata in the next by Wednesday, Thursday will come to an end, man.
I hope Carrie will come back on the show again after the
Oh, you but I don't know what you do. Get a black snake or something. And I know that breaker boy.
That's my man. I'll be Minnesota, so I'll find. Anyway, how you doing, Cisco? You back again where I don't know how many people you talk to in the southeastern region. I told you about job that United Party, United Party had or established and the CDC government canceled.
My Hannah is on other topic though.
I know, right?
We are listening to the podcast, to the people that are telling me where I heard that.
I don't know. This part don't talk about no country. The last time I don't know when the last time you went to the South. So just talk about local county because in local county you're even shaking in local county now. So don't worry about the Southeast because the Southeast we got it back down. I listened to Terry talking about Jeremiah Congo in the Southeast, and he took a message telling the people you got 11 people in the government and what I did done. But you're the same people when people talk about what Joseph Parker have done for the people in local county. The first thing you can say, oh, the man was vice president. Maybe he had to do this or this and all that. These are people. What are you calling them for? They are speakers and representatives and so. Do they have to go and build roads and things like that? No. The president already told, he spoke to the people in Zwendu, and you guys saw the thing now in Zwendu. And the president said it clear that if anybody think they will come to Grandia and think that they will tell the people in Grandia not to go for Georgia, you can lie. So, as a former soccer player and as a soccer player, you know your strong point. You know which side you will go. You know your position to take to win a game. The president telling y'all that all these southeastern counties, those are not counties y'all need to go to. And his strategy are well planned out. He going in the county that y'all think y'all got so. Those are the counties he's trying to fight you in. Like the Lofa, the Lima County, and Mosorado County. Those three counties. I don't even know what the three counties will give your winning because there will be 13 counties. 12 counties left for all to win. So this myth that Unity Party keep carrying that the Liberian people are resolved, Liberian people are resolved. That's the same propaganda the bank carry. We know that. 2017, Omen Braga was state part of the ruling party, and he was not able to even win 2 counties. He won only 1 local county. Now people talking about back then, what they were running on change. The president is running on his record. Let Joseph Parker run on his 4-year record. Let's see. Just not talking about the 42 years that he's staying in government, not being he's not corrupt. This man office was subjected to an audit. He refused. He refused to consent to that. But you can say nothing about it. All you will say, oh, the man will not corrupt, the man will not corrupt. The president is running on his record. He's telling the people this is what I have done. And so you're listening to this, and then you're looking at the man who are here for 12 years who never did nothing. That's what the president running with. And
so hold on, let me bring in the next caller here.
Yeah, go ahead.
So let me bring another number here and to have this sort of engagement. 202 number 2214. Caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. This is Breakable Power.
Breakable. You can't get tired to.
I don't know where I dropped my phone. I saw you talking. I said, no, let me join it.
Wow.
I
Sedition, they are Chinese people. They can't give up. What you do? People are ball. You tell one, you tell all. They get a tradition.
Yeah, no. If I'm it can have some when we see people not see the truth and the Baba say the truth. It can really touch my spirit. You want to preach opposition party in the Southeast. Do you think people get time out party preaching? To say, oh, if you're president, you do nothing for your day of boy. No. When any study or in government, bomb candidate. Any for bomb candidate, the speaker for bomb candidate, the secretary was for bomb candidate. See, all the teams government official was for bomb candidate. It is handled to the Supreme Court. Just the minister was for bombing candidate. All the opposition for there, the bombing law from Montreal to bombing, it just came in 1 hour job. Did you see how Rolo? What's this bombing candidate? Why did they make in the bombing for 12 years? Even the local candidate, the whole every just the government was for government and Lupa. The minister, all the ministers, government, Lupa, Tema, those are people out in the government most of it. They are part of pushing. You're in government for 12 years. Your own places, you're not doing nothing there. Is it a easy point? Know what happened? You know,
So-
building road for South
so-
East and breaking
so-
mother.
So Brigable,
You say, put my book for one you shall listen to the book. But you said no, in
So-
local candy. You're very conscious they will utter because you don't have good government candy in local candy.
my goodness.
You can't have a listen.
Oh.
You got preach, they will preach, they will
So
preach everything and do the one.
Brigable,
If you preach, you know what you can do.
Brigable,
Yes.
my man, we get insurance here the way you get talking anything here you on your you
Can I respond?
I-
Can I respond?
No.
I come
No,
here,
wait, come on. 1 second, let me learn.
I come here. I
No.
want to ask you a question. So you still talking? 30-second wrap down now, so we have a conversation. I want to
Okay.
go back.
So when you got preaching that poetry, the people on that side know fully well the country was poor because even President we are getting power. That road been poor from 1920. Someone right on that road. Now we don't want another place. We live on that side, we keep on that side, we been going there, we been that road. So if you want to push the poetry in it, if we not even get that on poetry, the road cannot be built in 6 years time. The people know. If they make it for a second time, you make sure all the development you're talking about, you carry on that side, even all around the country. So they want to look at one turn. They know they know do what is going to do for them.
Okay, I'm gonna get a glass of water. You drink,
I mean, yeah. I just come on the road, give me some juice.
yeah. That they give you Joe. I don't want your pressure though. So before Koto come in,
man.
I heard you saying they've been there 12 years and nothing is done. This road been there 20 years, and of course that's a fact. The roads it has been a challenge. But is that something you're gonna because it wasn't done 12 years, so somebody can do even if the road is not a paved one. Look, even our own next Cote d'Ivoire, a higher thing is to like maintain it. Do you think is that an argument you think that the president gonna take?
One guy, I listen. I'm not telling you. Jeremy said that they were having bank on our side. They used to go there. I told you yesterday. The reason those roads was fixed or was in good maintenance was all in the country. The too was trying to do some effort on those roads.
So okay,
So if
hold
you
on,
see-
right there. Army were there whatever years ago. So let's assume for discussion purposes, the president is re-elected. Army will come back that the only way the roads will be faced.
That's what I say to you. The reason they find difficult this turn, the first turn was the COVID. Apart from COVID, the politics the opposition play in that country. They made investors to share away from the country.
How?
The politics they play dirty politics in that country. They know what they were doing. It was wrong. And what we're seeing is this president getting power again for the second term, and the country become more better than the way the daily politics are preaching. I see necessary the development do, but be 10 times the more than one day.
Okay, hold on. Let me give her the opportunity, Lord, because my hair is pounding right now. Honestly, I don't have no any tablet here or whatever to take.
So I think there's some answer for about that talking.
Okay, you must send some for me through the phone. Okay, Koto.
Yeah, me, I ain't got to think about that because I just listen to you. The analysis, I just sit down and make the analysis. You say I talk about travel thing, and I set an example on my travel judgment on an election. So it's just really different. But you guys so excited about the travel sentiment. I'm not one of those, and this is why we stay educating people on. Okay, the person comes there. All of the things that the United Party did, you're undone everything almost. And we're talking about it now, said the memo come there for the 12 years.
Undone what?
You can do it.
No. Let's do it one at a time.
I shut up.
Yeah, I didn't talk. I listen to you.
Sorry.
Okay. Then you talk about the Ebola, COVID. The United Party had their own challenges too, which was the Ebola. They just said there say Ebola come and with everything shut down, they were still fighting Ebola.
It was not very well.
No. Hold on now.
Give it a chance.
Okay.
So you just talk. Okay, where is the money that you cannot get now and crying for money that you're going to take to the 6 years to come and bring it? When he does not even get good rapport with the international community. You guys don't do all of these things. Before you get money from out there, the people have to trust you to give you money. That trust is already not there with him. Okay? You guys are looking at these things. That's when somebody will come and say, oh yeah, they never done that. You will go through again. But those are the things we attack. If you don't have a good rapport, how will the support that you expect come to your country? That's why I told you you can look. They need to get therefore available to you. Are you guys looking at this thing or you're just looking at travel?
Perception.
It will not work on. It will continue to just separate us.
Okay.
I'm not talking because of travel sentiment. I'm talking because
Let me.
my country. I love my country, and
Okay, I need to go. I need to go back to my guys on the line. Let me pick up this call from Texas, and then I'll give you 30 seconds each here. Let's see this other number here. 3832 number. Are you there?
So, Mr. Jones and Terry, how you doing?
Good.
How you doing, man?
How are you, sir?
Fine. My name is Albert. You know, I really called because this call to say something I caught my attention. You know, this call is going to compare Ebola to COVID. Charity. It's going to compare COVID and Ebola.
You gotta know, let me, mama.
COVID was the whole world got crumbled. But you know, I like what she admitted. They had all the NGO, all the money was in that bureau, and they stopped all of that money. Now they want all to get a second chance for them to come rebuild the money that they already blew off. You know, third turn, nice second turn, third. Third turn, they want a third turn now. You know, that's laughable. And people they want to make comparison and contrast here. Just like I said, so will be the person that we'll be talking about. Somebody that have been going for 50 years. Now one papa is there in Foya. They want at the top of the want to they need to be president.
You used to be in water. You used to be in Waterloo. Where you come from, Bafa? Been there tonight.
Yeah, they know somebody that don't feel a papa.
Wow.
One of the was look at the family that you show. Look at a project or handphone. I want to want bragging for you.
All
But
right.
you know, because so don't be weird. This election, you know, if committee win it, theater is now the solution. We're not going to give a theater. And so I'm going to upset. We have our program Sunday, and you don't talk about program, but you talk about all the things that appointed people in.
Which program you have on Sunday?
Oh, you know, you can talk, come on, because
Yeah.
why you do all of that?
No, but I don't know. Where were you? If you talk about a CPP program, we talk.
It's a communal program, and you know, you bring to that narrative of
No, Ambrose.
Yeah.
We were on Sunday. We talked about it here relatively. But why we even talk about it, ANC get a TV. Well, I mean, what I'm doing, I'm just doing it for the good of the country that know what to talk, but we did talk about that.
But then give me some money.
Oh.
Get another money, then they will not get
the man say he told something when bought one higher suit, say Kumen will come on the program. He said, I will put a picture
of get another money.
Today, you never got our own year, whooper, and I go get our own of food. But I mean, actually, we talk about it. We not. People don't necessarily have to. I mean, they are news. We discuss it and we give it a fair conversation. But we talk. Probably you are seeing. I don't think you were here on Wednesday, but we did talk about that.
No, but
yeah.
In fact, not just we talk. We send reporter there, even though we were not paid, but we send people there, and our guys they cover the program as well. Not just when they talk about it.
I follow public radio.
Yeah.
Just doing a where. But you know the program was Sunday.
Yeah, so I got some clarification to make to Madam Balayan.
Analysis of the whole program, how the program
works. We discussed it here in depth on Sunday evening, late evening. Maybe you was in here. We talk about it though. We talk about it. Even yesterday again, so we had a little. We try to compare, contrast, and people are making their views. And okay, guys. What Jones? You say you got a what?
Yeah.
If the president is not going to give a second No, somebody else talking. I don't want to.
No, go. Yeah, conclude, and I will bring in Mr. Jones. Malik.
Yeah, if we resolve to now electing Peter Parker or anybody else, you result to electing Peter Parker, and then it's a waste of our protest. So, how one political party can be dominating our country with no development,
So where now, Amber? Where Flower B now said? Where are you? Are you with CDC or you with ANC or who you with?
I'm an ANC a strong supporter of Mr. Cummings for president, but I hate the fact Unity Party want to add they the only people that belong to the bureau or own that store. So most of the time I identify with it.
Oh, so you always come as a backup government. Yeah, okay, but Carl, we want to do some stuff for ANC just for I don't call you scratch my back.
Supporting your cause, but the foreign let me promote Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings is the red man for Liberia. Looking to that.
If Cummings wants to get a promotion, let me just tell you straightly now. If Cummings wants a promotion, you have to pay for it. Yeah, how he went on SKTV and raise funds, like you need to raise funds here. He paid for the service. Anything of public relations in nature, you got to pay for it. Trust me, that one. But I mean, the one we did say you need to pay for, you need to pay. I didn't even know, so I was saying you the bill.
He already running campaign already.
Yeah, campaign. I was saying the bill. Okay, Jones. I think Jones has a question. Then Koto can respond. Jones, what's your question?
Yeah,
you guys.
I want to differ extensively with Madam Balayon. We cannot live in a dreamland. Liberia politics is characterized with tribalism.
Right.
It's characterized with nepotism. It's characterized with sectionalism. You and myself, we don't come from the same country, but if you give me the job and I'm not qualified, that's sectionalism right there. Nepotism, when you bring your children into the government, Helen, prove that to us. George Weah have got 6 of his boys, he tribal people for Grand Crew. All right. So I disagree on ground that tribalism cannot be preached. No, it's part of it and it will continue to be part of it. Okay, then I get back to Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai, I hate to say this, but I will have to really say I'm from Lofa County. I'm from Kolahun. I'm just some few, about 35 minutes to 4 years. I was born there, I was bred there, and before even coming to Mora and even coming to the state, I never saw Joseph Boakai to even visit one district in that place. So let's get to it. So I will challenge Madam Balanya to come up with 3 tangibles that the VP can point out that he did for Lofa County. And besides that, when the VP come in the United States, I attended 2 of his program. It were already Gizi people around him with the other tribe. There are no way for us to even talk to that place there. I'm on evidence here because I went to 2 of those occasions. But because someone asked me, are you from Foya? I said, no, I'm from Kolahun district.
Okay,
yes, someone asked me that question. And besides that, in 2017, in 2017, the only county the Pape won 1st round and 2nd round was Lofa County. Even though he had not done anything for Lofa County, on what basis they voted for him? We are captured. They voted for him because he wanted our sons from Lofa County. So we cannot get tribalism into our politics. It's there. It's entrenched. So we should not disabuse our mind that it's not there. It's there. And I will always acknowledge it. And there are so many examples I can also give you about Joseph Boakai. But I don't think the timing is necessary and the platform is the appropriate platform. Yeah. Thank you.
So they asked you for laissez-passer for Foya or what?
Oh, I mean, in fact, there was a committee set up and I voiced I said, no, you can't get all the Gizi people on this committee. You got to get mixed up and other things. And it was a problem for me. And since that time, they sidelined me. When he come here, they don't even allow me to go to that program. I said, okay, no problem. You see?
Boy.
So what are the tangible? Just name me 2 tangibles that you can Joshua Barker have done for Lofa County. Just point at them. Sincerely, I will apologize to you. Maybe I'm ignorant, but I have not seen it. I've been making my assessment. So if I vote for Boka Baba today, I'll be voting for him because he one of the sons of Lofa County. Not because he did anything for Lofa County. And that's the fact in Liberia.
Oh boy. Koto Jalabalayan. Are you there? Let me see. I don't know what
Yes, I'm there. I'm
Okay.
there.
Okay. Do you you have an answer for Mali Jones?
Yeah, I have an answer for Mali. The thing about what Mali is thinking about personal issues, that's just personal issues. We're not talking about individual issues right now. We're talking about the national issue. So if he has his personal issue with Rwanda, that's just personal issue. So for national issues, like what we are saying that it was an issue where they have to do national.
No, but Madam Balayan.
No, don't
Madam
put it
Balayan.
around.
Madam
Balayan. That's a fact.
So no, fair to mention, I didn't hear him saying, but I didn't hear him saying what Ambassador Boyka has done for him personally, say for Lofa County, and then
No,
he made.
He said when he go on when they see people around him, they don't people around him. That's why they don't address.
No. I say here, let me make a correction. When Joseph Barker used to come here, let me make a correction. He come here in a capacity as a vice president to Helen Johnson Sirleaf. So all Liberians, he's supposed to meet all Liberians, but it was always the Gisi people. And some always even excluded, even though we're from Lofa. That is a fact.
The thing is, like you register, which I would agree with you when it comes to this type of thing. And in politics, all of these factors play. And that I will not take away from you. And that which is the truth. Myself, Christian, sectionalism, tribalism, religions, and all of these things part of politics. But what I am saying is that if for any reason I'm making my selection, if my tribal, if I want to play the tribal task, it should be my tribal man should be qualified. Not because of the tribal issue, I just take my tribal man. That's my point.
Okay.
Because we take the tribal team, even if the person is a drunkard in the street or the person is useless in the street, we want to take the person because the person is from my tribe. That's the point for which I'm thinking.
Okay, guys.
So one thing we have to eradicate it. It's not nothing, and it has never happened. You talk about what Bata has done. You guys say Bata has done good all the way. And the man has a home. And even he's got a school in his home. And besides that, they have taken as a vice president, he worked with Eddie. They built university, trade school in
What are you doing school?
Well, I'm not know the news directly right now, but we know that they have a school in Benjamin.
Yes, it does. That's true.
Are you telling me that was not?
No, I disagree with you, Steve.
Okay. Okay.
But I know people who are telling that.
So, okay, guys.
Let me tell you something. That's something you don't know, but maybe I will just download it not to follow it to you, but I'm going to make sure I will get it and give you the name. Western has a school in Koya.
That's true. That's true. You have a school there.
It's a private school or public school or government school.
It's a public school. It's a public school. You turn it over to the government.
Oh, come on. All right. Okay, guys. We are already out of time. We are about to go. Hello. Hello. No, hold on. Everybody, hold on.
You see, you make it out of region, you make it country again, region.
Hello, guys, I'm talking, please. Okay, let's do it this way. Let's do it. Yes, there are 4 persons here. I'm going to be giving you 30 seconds each. Closing, we want to be strictly to the time here. By 10 o'clock, we'll be out of here. this evening here. So, Koto, wrap up your point, and I'm going to go to the other folks to make their last point since you were talking.
Yeah, okay. I just want to thank the people that came out, in Lofa to receive the former VP. And, the news are going around that, it's going to be a problem there. And it's good that at least we have traveled and went there, they haven't there any problem. And it is true that people receiving their own people back home, you will see that even if I went back home, people will have given that reception because it's from my home. People will get that reception. But what we are looking at now, let's all look at all of those things and put them behind. And think about what the person can do for your country. Okay, when I heard your man and they were talking about, they have tried the other people and let them try to me. Instead of trying everything now we're going to be doing, being a leader is not trying everything. We all know before you get a job in the time, experience comes.
Okay.
You're not going to get happy on a job and just something somebody to find.
Thank you so much.
Be your boss overnight.
30 seconds, quickly.
And that's why, and because of his experience, more than his guys, not only they just experience with upward, all of his background, the corruption, has been zero up to this time. Nobody has come to say Joseph Baka was caught in corruption.
Let's leave it. Let's leave it there.
About him. For me, I think the people is the key reason of voting Joseph Baka.
Thank you so much. Let's leave it there.
So much.
Aaron, what's your yeah, thank you so much. Aaron, what's your final message?
Yeah, just real quick, let me wrap it on real quick. Since Kodo, when we talk about traveling, trust me, you're from Lofa County, you're supporting the Nima Parker, you're more traveling than any other county in Nigeria. We know that. So let me leave that alone. And number two, so I couldn't agree with Mr. Valley Jones more. Last time, only one candidate for by some of our President Joseph Parker. So I don't know what the people coming from now, the Liberal resolve. I don't know what has changed, but we're going to see. And last but not the least, please, you're the Unity Party surrogates. You tell your political leader to speak about his platform. The man comes on every day. He never said one thing about arrest. All he talk about is when you're giving the country, you will see you will get better. Then he tell us how he going to achieve the arrest, when they arrest me. I mean, because I just don't want to be arrested. I don't even know what it means. Please, you tell him, let him do that, okay? Thank you, Mr. So.
Thank you so much. Let's keep it to the point. So, breakable. The unbreakable. Ambrose, are you there?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Mr. So. Hey, to my Liberian people, you had the opportunity to listen to Mr. King and Mr. Kumin. He's the right man for Liberia. Joseph Baka is our answer. We can't have a third term. We don't have a monopoly over democracy or presidency. We can't have people that have been there for 12 years and we elect them. And Joseph Baka may be a good individual, but the people that he gets for right to him, they're the evil ones. You can't get corruption to go back to power. So let's vote Mr. Kumi. If you have to vote for Mr. Kumi, it will be a disappointment you will regret in your last time. And for me, I need something like yours.
So, who your second choice? Do you have one?
If they don't want Mr. Kumi, we can get a second term.
Okay.
But now a third term, we don't need 10 term. One people can be dominating our politics.
Thank you so much.
We can't have one group of people just dominating, and the amount of way they give me. I couldn't have a problem with United Party people, but United Party people are proving like he was the only one that got a lead from Liberia, or their parents can own that country.
All right, my man. Your 30 second over. Bye-bye.
Okay, so you start with me and you okay, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yeah.
Go to Kumi number 2.
Okay, number 2. All right.
Number 4.
Look at that. They may even know it. Oh my goodness. Seriously? Who? We slip or you made somebody win it, just slip or tongue. Okay.
Number 4.
I caught up breakable, I caught up. Breakable, I'm sorry. Yeah, the message.
They got me lie.
Yeah.
Forget.
I caught it. The message. The message. The man. Yeah. You know, I see why he and the liberal friend there because they don't even know. They know.
Mr. Joe,
go ahead quickly.
This one is to learn to the extent you can be coming for you. No. My sister talked about Joseph Bora is not corrupt. Do you saw the machine that in Lupa County? The agriculture machine. Do you know how much they get Joseph Bora for a machine to agriculture plantation in Lupa County? They gave me a lot of money. The government, they gave any government money for you to build rice farm in Lupa County. You know what I mean, rice farm. You know about being government for 12 years, 12 years. All the agencies you haven't, you were supposed to honor him. You were supposed to honor him. 2 different ministries honor him. He was head of the Senate. All the book of constitution agreement is signed. You were part of it. He said, "Man, Koro, you may refuse audit." He said, "But I refuse audit." He said, "Man, contact." Since he left power, which country go to go represent to go speak or become guest speaker? Which country he ever go to? He ever invited him? All the places then going to hospital, not invite. No country ever invite him for any program.
Thank you so much. All right.
There was no contact. This about there. People that making the be like those are in everywhere are bringing because when in everywhere you get who showing him, you get somebody. I want people selling for him. You not can for any contact. It's the same Liberian here that selling for him. You know, kind of get 2 or 3 people kind of get all the same about him.
Okay.
Why you doing for him?
Thank
he
you
got
so
no
much.
contact. Doesn't have no contact. He is corrupt. He refuses audit. We cannot give him no power no more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We cannot give him no power no more. Corrupt. Everybody corrupt. Everybody corrupt. Directly, indirectly, anyway you put in corruption is there. So Terry Jones Murray, we are about to wrap up and in Liberia 7 days to go. This argument will go on. Everybody found themselves in a comfortable lead. They're going to take the day, or they're going to take the day at the end of this whole count and stuff like that. But something is still knocking. Remember, we're not picking up all now. We don't. I'm going to be reversing. Sorry, where's the message?
Yeah, with all these Tabata on the line, you know, actually it's just another day. But to be honest with you, Mr. So, first of all, Aaron or somebody who talk about arrest, the meaning of arrest, JMB clearly stated to you, but you don't listen to him. You want to listen to President Weah, who will tell you who can only go to the place and tell the person, the man, the people that were in the power for 50 years, they don't do nothing, they want to take off on power, that the kind of thing that the kind of campaign a man running. So, you know, the word arrest simply means agriculture, tourism, roads, sanitation, you know, agriculture, tourism, agriculture, road, education, sanitation, and tourism. That is the meaning of arrest. All right? And the paper have explained it to you, entire. But again, you guys will not understand that because like President Weah, I've never seen President Weah even gone to a radio station to discuss anything in regards to what he decided to do. Ambassador Boga went to Bon County and went into the studio in Bon County to a radio station and sat down and he was interviewed and he took calls from the people of Bon County. That is something that President Weah can never do. People say President Weah got his own athletic form, he go to play football, yeah, he got his own thing. But there are certain things that JMB can do, President Weah will not do it. JMB can go to the studio and discuss with the Liberian people. President Weah can never do it. He will never tell you his agenda and what he plans to do for the next 6 years. He cannot tell you that. but he will come and tell you things that he knows have nothing to do with the reality. President Weah can be very petty. He go to the place, he tell you how he taking care of Joe Burger. Honorable Burger said that was somebody called to the radio station and told him, they asked him in Bon County, Banga. They said, is it true that President Weah said that he the one taking care of you, he the one can pay us your medical bill? So the papa said no. This is not coming from President Weah pocket. This is part of the law. I'm a former vice president. I'm entitled to it. And guess how much they gave me? $800. That's what they gave me. You talk about Ambassador Burger refused auditing. No, Ambassador Burger did not refuse to be audited. As a matter of fact, your government, he turned over to what her name, or the VP. So it is her responsibility to audit his office. It is their responsibility to audit him. Why they can't audit him? They're not able to audit him because they don't find any corruption. So any aspect of corruption is just mere joke. So the aspect of tribalism in our politics, you can't take tribalism out of our politics. It's part of the politics of the day-to-day of Liberianization mentality. So, and people blaming Ambassador Burger got a school in Foya. He got a clinic. He got his own property in Foya. So if you don't know, let me tell you, I've been there before. Ambassador Burger helped to bring Samaritan Purse. During Ambassador Burger time, Samaritan Purse were in Foya, and they really helped the people of Lofa County during the Ebola crisis. Because when Ebola hit, I was in Vonjama at the time. I told people, I said, I live in Lofa County for 2 years. Kolahun, all the areas, the roads there was maintained. There is something that one guy said that I thought that President Weah would have used that to his advantage, but he don't use it at all because apparently he don't even know what to say. During Ellie's time, Mr. So, the roads were being rehabilitated most of the time by Unmill. I thought he was really going to focus in that area. But again, he don't even know what to say. Because that was one of the things that gave EJS advantage on the road aspect. Zwedru, when I went to Zwedru.
Yeah, 2013 or 15, one of those years, it was just bad. And you could see those guys from Bangladesh too.
The Bangladeshi, very well.
They were
those guys were the ones that always greeted the road. Later on, the government started giving money to them to fix the road. But the presence in the area, especially Lofa and Grand Judea Highway Road, those roads were maintained most of the time by Unmill. But President Weah, they don't say these things. So right now, the reason why the road is down is because they don't have the equipment and the mechanism to deal with those aspects. But how can they explain these things? They cannot. But meanwhile, there are budget allotments for the rehabilitation of those roads every single year. What is the accountability? These are all the things. But anyway, thank you very much for having me.
Jones will answer it. You gotta listen to him too now. Jones will answer the question. Jones,
I gotta listen to the lecturer.
Even though your father apart,
yeah. We can fall apart, we come back again. We fall apart, we come back again. No problem.
I know, eh? Well, I think I want to agree with Madam Balaya on one thing. This voter roll thing. Maybe we're taking it for a joke, but it's a serious problem. You see, every election has got 3 components: free, fair, and transparent. You see, and the thing that are happening to Lofa County now, it undermines that free aspect of election. And the voter roll thing here, I want to attach it to the transparency. I don't see NEC being transparent yet. And that's concerning. The information I read today in our chat room, if it is true, that this thing is get augmented up the way to 3,000, I think the opposition really need to pay attention to it. Because what I noticed now, everything that's going on with NEC now, I don't see CDC even talking about any of them. It's like they're comfortable about what's going on. So then that means it might be in their interest.
Right.
You see? I don't see them talking about anything. Even when they censor Benekin, the provisional thinking, the opposition were going up and down without no, they didn't say anything. Now the voter roll thing, they later mentioned something in her analysis. They did neck chair, and she said there's no law in there that state that they should give the thing here at a particular date. Okay, fine. I agree. But don't you know that election is coming and we need to look at all these things before election day? That's common sense.
So you see,
This is where I suggested one time on this platform, and I was being crucified by Sissy and other people. I said there's a need.
The liberal, right?
Yeah, I said there's a need.
Our part of it?
Yeah, you are part of it. If we have done our homework, that's why I said, okay, some people going on the stadium, some people say, oh, the people go stay in the ring and go take normal down there. If we have our own in-house roster, when the thing come up, we quickly can put committee together and see who all need him or who all need did not come out. Now it become a challenge now. When the roster is up, it become a big challenge to the federal political party to really identify their people, because most of the people that voted, that put their knee down, they just waiting for voter for the time they go vote. When they go there now, their knee down there, tension start. I can tell you, the delay of this thing here, it will cause problem. They say it is out, right?
Yeah,
it's not enough.
No,
it's not enough.
I totally agree.
They are giving a mandate. So we'll see.
So I want to believe that the transparency aspect has been poisoned already by NEC. So the opposition can hold fast to that one until that day when things go the other way around. They can use the one, our other team to A and move on to the Supreme Court. Thank you.
So then you agree with me. All of the reason we're having all of these things, because these people, there's no technical team, because these are all technical. Yeah, that's what happens when you are not prepared and you get into something.
I don't want to say yes again and passing judgment, and when you look, we see technical thing moving all over the place again.
Wait, if they're there, they will not be talking about this. They're not telling us, so it's not existing. Well, folks, I want to thank you so much. Yeah, if it is not visible, it is not existing. That's it.
But they're playing with this thing here. But this is how NEC can screw things up for
they don't took Roma the other day to go there, because if they have technical team, despite of the different political device, there are some things that you can agree on. They will have come together as a political party. Hey, look, initially we had a meeting. This day, so time, right, Terry? This is what we agree. It's not happening.
Don't forget now.
Why are we not getting
us here that every political party got its own political philosophy, mission, vision, value system. So coming to together, we gotta forget about it before CC campaigns.
No. If we are afraid of CC, we're not afraid. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, when they're meeting then, they meet then, there will be a time where they're gonna meet parties separately, dependent what is happening. But if it is a general information, no sharing, they all should be part of that conversation. Do you all know again who going to be the next president of the Republic of Liberia? Wednesday, Thursday? Who wants to make a guess?
JMB,
I have a different guess.
Okay.
My guess here is the beauty of the election in Liberia will rather be enjoyable if the two opposition parties, if CDC fail to meet up with the first round requirement and drop, then the beauty of the election will be fine now.
What? Yeah. I like to get it.
You really won't cause problem now.
I like to get it from. I like to get it from.
And you get ANC and United Party going now. That would be the beauty of the election in Liberia for the first time.
I like to get it from the houses more, and I'll try to confirm that with respect to the process.
That's a beautiful guess.
With respect to this process, whether it's going to be a ballot paper count or it's going to be an electronic, I'm waiting to see exactly what it is. That will tell, or it will give a sense of how this process is going to look. There, do you know?
But Mr. So NEC told you that they're not going to use biometric. They're not going to use biometric. It's going to be done the same way we have been voting before.
Okay, so all right, I just want to make that because I've never heard that. So I mean, I think the ballot paper count will be more or less. It'll make people. It will make it visible. All right, if that's the case, but I will still
And
do it.
to be frank with you, that all way there where the real cheating can come inside, oh man.
We
Right.
always Okande by him.
Oh,
Yeah,
we all can agree in the room that Colin has 50, you get 75, I get 100. All right. Everybody go. Then we'll come up with percentage. We
No,
can
no,
change things around. They think that
no,
human
no, no, no.
institution, there can be
yeah.
error.
They got a tally. People are there, but they got representatives.
but-
Oh, man, you can
But
tally
Mr.
it.
So,
The number can still go upside down. What are you talking about?
yeah,
Mr.
what
So?
happened? What Mr. Mali is saying that, for example, if I got my pool washer there to one of the largest polling precincts, all
Yeah.
right, and he's bright, obviously he can switch the
If
number in
he's
favor
what?
of another.
He
If he's bright,
bribes.
somebody could get him money,
Yes. Yes.
So
and he
then-
can agree to switch the
Yeah.
number.
You see that? Then this what? Then whose fault? It
That-
means
it's not.
Then
We
you don't.
agree,
This is
Agree.
why it is
but
so.
that is why now
important
it's
to have
not.
a
It's not safe.
No, it doesn't. Again, because
No. But so, okay, here is another part. You people can count all these things. At the end of the day, they go in their office. All right. They come out press statement. They say, oh, all the counting we did, we realize that the moderator I got 2 more. So we just saw that error and we added there. And we realized that no, I come in now. We realized that Collins, Collins, 2 papers were destroyed. We'll take it from you. But they think that human institution thing, it can be
even
manipulated.
even the electronic.
Yeah, but Mr. Malik, what is
I
going to
don't
happen?
agree with- I don't agree with that.
What is going to happen? Every polling precinct after that particular day, the only area that can do that are like Grand Jide, where roads are highly, where it's hard to get there. But around Monserrato, Nima, other places, all the votes will be counted the same day at the polling precinct and posted. So the same day on the wall. So that once you post that, you can't change it.
Look.
But the only place that we have that one we are focusing on paying our the guys that are going to be our pool washers, pay them good money because that is where the game can be played.
You go send people children there to go sit down there. Oh, the man want to go use the laughing say he can't go there.
But do you know that some of the pool washers, they don't know where is percentage, and they where they can screw people up.
Then who responsible?
But even the very people that counting those tallies from NEC employees, they know what they call percentage. Most of them know what they call percentage.
No, that's not. Yeah, where the problems always come from, and it's good because our people, institutions, the lack of planning, they let us do things overnight. You're Chinese people to pay something. They just I saw it 1985. How you call it? That 2007 Taylor, or 2007 or 2005 Taylor election, whatever.
2007.
Yeah, 2000. These political institutions, they lack the resources to facilitate to get to the finishing point. And that is very, very key because it is not their responsibility to have your assigned how they call pool washer. The reason they are there is to deputize, to represent your interest. Your political party chairman will not be there. Your party leader will not be there. They count on you as a stalwart to be there, to argue, to advocate for them. They don't just get next people there. They will also have other people. They will put it up like this. I'm not saying everything up there is 100%. This person, yes, and you take a note. But when you leave, you go for a color to eat. You think are there represent? I think I want to check for your people. No, and some of the people that send the people there, they don't provide anything for them. Then they end up capping from United
person.
United People Party person on the tally. They get all the people cheat you.
Not to call you up.
And don't also forget, election taking place in an impoverished environment, it can be very dangerous because it's like at some point it can turn to business against somebody's interest. Now, for instance, Now we get 2,000 and plus voter registration. Okay, that thing I read there, they said it gone up to 3,000. So what are extra number coming from, and who going to benefit from that?
So let's wait and see if it gone or it
Who
comes
going to
down.
benefit from
Bottom
that?
line,
I read that in the chat room
yeah, I
from
know.
that
That's right.
analysis.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So you need to have
20,
this is why
2011, Mr. So, 2011, this is the funny thing. There was some pool washers that was in a specific place, I won't call name, for a specific candidate, and they were giving $10 US. All right. And obviously it didn't go down well with them. Somebody else came and gave them some other money too.
that's it.
And things changed. So, 2011 election, 2011 when EJS was. So there are a lot of things.
And they carry the wrong information to their boss.
That's why.
Yeah, but obviously that what will happen.
That's what I say. Elections are costly. You look at the precincts. You're supposed to be strategic where the votes coming from. You make sure you increase your people there. People who's supposed to be there from 8 to 12, they are there. You take care of them. People who's going to be there from 12 to 2 up to the last day. But people are so corrupt. You saw what happened with this Jalatin, Lofa, how they get the other people money there. But everybody want to steal from everybody in their nature. Right between three of us here, if I say, oh, Mali gave $50, okay, Terry, you and Fonso divided 1 year. I want to be the smart man. I would give some kind of spot of West Story to Terry. Oh, I will come in. Money is I even know how. But that's it. So the commitment is not there. And poverty is the key for today's year. The man going down there, you can't go in $10. He sees somebody there from different party and they're giving $200, $300, $400 eating. The man thinking about his wife and children home, and then he getting $10. He can't even get water to drink. That's how people are compromised. So these political parties, they need to invest. If you put in time, you find committed people, you pay. No free thing. No, the free pro bono thing here is not working. Only in the West people do it. You send somebody down there, they say the whole day they're gapping. I mean, they can't eat their friend and eating. They say, nah, they might go find something before you come back. They finish telling whatever he meet up with, what he going to send. So
in fact, I read something about one African country. They were taking a vote from one village, remote village. The ballot boxes, they were supposed to be 10. So the observer, then they all took note. When they put those things in a plane, when they got to the city, they called back there. They said, oh, we left 3 there. Oh. Yeah, the person no, but you put everything there. It became a controversy. The 3 they left there were against the opposition. That the opposition party left there.
Guess what? The country devil carried there. They better don't put no devil outside this coming election. Any trouble, any devil outside, we will lock it up.
So the opposition went to court. Then the judge said, "Oh, this is interesting. What is your evidence?" He said, "No, we put it inside." And it went. And the government said, "Yes, we put it inside." But it was only 7 that we saw. And here is the 7. The judge told the government side because the judge wanted evidence. The opposition can't provide the other 3 that they said they left behind. And so that case was over.
Now, you don't take circumstantial evidence to court. No. People are sending, they're not just sending, they can't go care button phone, you're pressing the whole day, the eyeball blinking, there's some sort of stuff there. People need to have smartphone, they need to have power bank, they need to have they need to equip them with stuff. So if they just think, oh, they're going to send them there to be like some kind of observer, nothing. It's up to them because they need to have a picture.
You see the voter roll thing about me coming all late. It's a weak case in any court. It's a very weak case. Like, oh, it was not transparent. It's very weak. But the 3,000 there, that extra 3,000, if you get your hand on it, the court can want to ask next where the 3,000 came from.
Definitely.
At this time, it become a very good case.
But that was raised up in the court. That was raised up in the court, and she said she was going to address it. Even the journalist asked her about that number. They said they were going to address it and return, but they have not returned. But Mr. Mali raising a very salient point, because what I think is that the opposition were not on top of the game. They were very slow. This should have been addressed long before, because they said, according to the law, that the voter roll cannot be altered before 30 days prior to election. So that statement alone, the NEC can capitalize on it and use it against them in a court of law.
Of course.
I'm not a lawyer. I'm not, but from my understanding, it cannot be altered. So you should have addressed it long before 30 days. That's my point.
This is what happens when you always in
so
the
we're already in the web.
Yeah, that's what happens when you find yourself or somebody who wants to manage crisis. The law said 30 days it should be posted. That's the preliminary. It has to go through a process to see whether people, their duplication and all of that. Yeah. So it delay how many days, how many weeks before they don't go into NEC. That's not a justification of them to doing, but this shows that people are not taking things seriously and they wait until last minute of time and they don't want to blame people. You got to be a responsible institution, assign people to get things done. You sit down, you fold your hand, like brother say, "Wapi win you." So they didn't do us favor. They didn't do their supporters favor. So all they are arguing now, everybody claiming supremacists, they're going to win it because they have this big, huge crowd. Because it's difficult. If the preliminary come out, which is not the original, to say 30,000, okay. There's no way the possibility either remain at 30 or a decrease, because there will be some duplication, there will be some error. But you can't jump from 30 and go to 40. Then what happened?
Take me from my wall.
You know about?
Take me from my wall. One of the major things that will happen on the 10th, people will not see their name. That is one of the major things that will happen. It can create tension within yourself.
It can create serious problem.
So what happened? The answer: if you don't see your name, it means you're not registered. What's that? Is it you not see it?
I get my voter card, I register, and I can't see my name.
Yeah,
the
verification process were on. This is why the party, we said that here. This is why these people, they don't even know who for them, who not for them. They can't tell exactly. That's what I think we said this here before. All of these people, when you are party chairman, they're not how you call it, sir? They're not I don't know what kind of word to use. They have all of these auxiliary. Are they identifying who actually their members? Do they do their own short list? Are they make a follow-up? Who register? Who are their voters? I'm not sure whether they did that. So as a result,
they got those things, but you don't have much. You don't have the technology, and you don't Liberian partisan are not like Western partisan where you can easily locate them. Liberian can become member today and just forget about the membership for the next 5 years. They didn't even get time for that membership.
So they'll start hitting
our heel. On the rooster.
They'll start hitting our heel. You'll forget about the election. It comes with costs. There's a lot of costs, and it's a very
definitely it's very expensive.
And that's why it's overwhelming, and that's why these leaders they have absolute power. Because if you look at it, maybe ANC, probably the chief financial is Alexander Benedict Cummings. If you look at maybe Unity Party, few people. If you go even the CDC with all the tons of people, maybe few people. The president and other few people. All the other people that they're not giving 5 cents, they're not giving. They will have people voluntarily contribute here. I'm not talking about you just carrying your T-shirt. That's not what's going to sustain the party. The party has to run. Elections is a very costly process, and if one person is doing that, that's what happened at the end of the day when they succeed. They have to, whatever resources they put in, they got to get back, and that's how they have absolute power in this institution.
Thank you. I think the ANC, to be honest with you, the way in which they can raise money, they will survive longer time in the Liberian political space, even if Mr. Cummings is not selected for the next Senate bearer 2029 if he happens to lose these elections, because they are organized and they got a good committee in the diaspora, and they know how to raise money.
That is
what you need for everybody.
Yeah, what I noticed, I'm not sure if I'm correct. You can disabuse me or any other people. You see, the poor public relation aspects of all of the political institutions. You see how ANC was strangulated in the media from being exposed in the media. I don't think Spoon covered them during this article launching because of
No,
the wrong
Spoon did
edges.
not cover them.
So Spoon is absolutely in the column of Joseph Boyka Stanton. We know that carrying all
Right.
this. It doesn't mean that Ellis Kuhlman does not have the money to pay for airtime, but that what happens if you do not have a strong media team, if you do not open yourself up with other
Right.
media to also do your work, and you decide to put yourself somewhere, and when they cut that pipeline, that supply route, you saw what happened. So Spoon did not cover. There was no coverage. All other activities that were going on with Ambassador Boycott to Bon County, to Lofa, other places, they deploy their people because it is time to squeeze you. Because even if something's supposed to be fast in, I will quadruple it and that you will not pay. So I think they learned a good lesson. And this is why party itself cannot sustain her own media. All of these things that you see here, they have their own places to go. So when
Right.
you narrow yourself down to something, they used to be a good thing, even though they have their people who support them as contributor. So what happens? Why did they not cover that? Because that's a strategic position. They have their guy in the race. That guy needs a spotlight. And that's what happened. If you don't open yourself, you think you just want to have focus on one group and they get there bashing, slamming somebody, there's a way they can, so many ways to kill the cat. So what they did
Yeah,
was to
but I saw LPR there. LPR exposed
yeah,
the people badly, and I felt
uh,
sorry. But I say you guys
oh,
exposed
yeah,
the
it
people
depends.
badly.
No, whatever. We went there for news purposes and you know,
Yeah,
you
I was
know,
surprised. LPR can very, very much do
we
well.
always,
I'm
we
very
always,
your network
we know what we're doing
is
now.
perfect. Even the audio, the sound is perfect. It's very, it can be very clear.
So who
You know.
gonna call home and say the camera not 10 days? If you pay, and that's why when you pay
Damage
for
control.
the saw a brand new agency they were there, right? So what they did
Yeah.
was they were focusing on Lane Street where there was nobody, one person on motorbike. So that's how the media can kill you and strangulate you.
Definitely.
So, it was I mean, I just felt as I just brought out, that was quite interesting. I said, well,
Yeah, that was bad. That was
how did
very bad.
water got so toxic with ANC and that Spoon Network, despite Dr. Francis and all of folks,
Mr.
they
So
all
these people take things personal. That's
and
the problem with them.
CC people, the only network they see to is the SKT. So everybody get their own place, you know, they go there. And that is the wrong thing. Kume, he came here once, the liberal, he appeared, we are reached nearly everybody ability. I get tons of text messages, said we come. When they agree, the next thing, when they talk to their people, is, oh, no, don't go there, don't do this. Well, it's up to them. Go to some rough terrain and be able to
Right.
persuade. Don't go somewhere where people are going to be giving you oatmeal and then how you call it, peanut butter and jelly. Cool, let the people see your other side. You never know. Every platform get their own follower and there will be more. But they have these networks, some of them that support them, and they do not sharpen their message. All they try to do, buy more. As a result, you do not even talk the policy of what that person and what their
Right.
institute to represent.
Like you see, Spoon
Crazy.
Network can hide most of the news. The real news, they don't put it out. They put out in as much as
Is
if you
running a
remember, they
serious
were
propaganda
yeah, they
against
used to
against the government,
right.
and all what they are doing now is keeping and media is like people who was in the news cycle. That's why,
Right.
and that's what happened. You look so live view coming from Bon County. You look so live view coming from Lofa Council. You look so another live view coming from this. So that's where people will go. People eyes is all about attraction, something that is
Definitely.
visible. So that's what happened. But hopefully they will learn. They will learn.
Yeah,
You
they will
can't be
learn.
a party. You
They will
can't
learn.
be a party and you say you have your own media outlet, CDC TV, ANC
No,
TV. Come on, that's
you
it's
got to work with other media institutions.
people will not take that seriously.
No.
I don't care what you
Yeah,
do. You can have it, but you have to coordinate with other
definitely.
outlets that will sell your agenda. But these people, the lack of They want
The
Gary to
problem, they take things personal. You know, the Spoon was for them. Spoon used to lash against JMB. So
I
when
don't know.
T switched,
I don't know why
JMB too went to them. Eh?
that I omen to la Calais.
The puppet is very, their puppet too smart. They don't take nothing personal because he knows that politics is a game. That is what President we are. Your guy you interview here, that musician, President we are scored political point on him. And he didn't know. That musician was able to talk to when the network started giving problem. But President we are smart.
He did a new song. He just said he sent a song.
Yeah, he used the man and twist things around because and there's a man who sent against President Weah. President Weah called him after he fell out from the United Party. President Weah called him and turned him around. The ANC people cannot do that. That is the reason why they're having problems.
ANC,
They don't know how to do that.
The media group,
You see?
the media group did not do comments good.
No.
Some of the top surrogate around him. You can't be like a mouthpiece of a major political actor and be in confusion or force with people. You can't have temperament issue. Kia Zulu is a very good guy that I know, but I don't know how they manage it. You know, they try to. I mean, he's a new guy, new in that. Like this sort of brand name person, brand name business here. So all they should have done to expose him as much as possible. They can, but everybody have this sort of bureaucracy. When you call the other one, they give the other person assistant to assistant. I don't got time for that nonsense. You know, it's for your own good. You need to sell yourself out. You need to sell yourself, and people reach out to you. Then it's like a free thing. You need to make yourself visible. Let people see the other side of you. But people kind of get a tendency of creating the corridor. They want to be so protective. And in the event of being protected, this is where other people fast think and say, but wait a minute, still. Because, and the whole thing here is started with the Costa. In politics, do not allow your opponent or someone to define you. It is dangerous because when that happens, that stigma ever stays there. The time you're going to take to do the damage control, you already be left behind. And when he Costa, Obi, all of those people, they began to say he this way and that way, and he decided to be a nice guy. You can't be too nice in politics. No way. You can't be too nice in politics.
Especially Liberian politics.
Oh, yeah, Liberian politics. Even in the Western politics. You know what Donald Trump did? Nobody talking as a serious candidate, but what he did was to neutralize those major people, get them all sort of neck-knee, demonize them, and by the time we go low, he became a nominee. That's how it happened. So you got to be strong, but it is what it is. We'll wait and see. You never know. Anything can happen until the ballots are counted. Jerry, thank you so much. And
thank you very much, man, Mr. So I appreciate the time.
Thank you so much. Okay, guys. Yeah, Jim David, that's it. Louis Brown and the king with tired suffering. So when you do those kind of things, people see some sort of like desperation. They didn't do him good, to be honest. He has all of the resources. It appears people just went after the money. They were, instead of them working, and then the money comes in, but more or less money, they put money first. You're having a major rally, people win money, got missing. Up to this time, everything just that kind of way. The people will see some sort of weakness. Somebody needed to be fired. Let people see that, yes, this guy is a tough guy. And this is where it is. Our African Liberian politicians are unwilling to take a political risk, because if they do something, maybe people are going to back up, they're going to lose votes. Yes, but people can respect you for that, and people can see the different side of you. That did not happen. Here we are, 8 or 7 days to go. You talk to everybody, they say they're going to win it. They can't tell you how they're going to win it. They just look at the numbers, the crowd, the exhibitions. I am not a fan of that. I want to see who's going to come out to say the 800 or 700,000 votes that in Mosorado are going to be taking 500,000. The 300 some more thousand votes in Nima are going to be taking 200,000 based on our own inside polling and people that we talk to, people that we are sure they're going to vote for. They can't tell you that because there was no planning, there was no good ground game to identify their voters, keep them in tight, coordinate with them, do a robocall, get a whole different variety way of communicating, making sure that they are there for you. That didn't happen. So everybody just on sort of this sort of perception here. We have the crowd, so don't want to win it. That's not the case. Election full of surprises. Don't come tell us that you're going to win. If you don't win it, the other opposition win it, and you say the election not fair. No, that's not how it works. So you got to get your butt up and work hard until 6 a.m. on the 10th when the process starts, and you wait until all ballots are counted. Folks, thank you so much and have a pleasant day. So let me call the Liberal name. To Liberal, thank you so much. Sitting in here for you today on pro bono work. You're not giving me 5 cents, then you want me to call your name. But at least I'm calling your name. It's better late than never. Okay, guys, thank you so much. If you're inside Liberia, Madam Samakal and all of you, Benedict, thank you so much for tuning in. For those of you just joining us for the first time, Kennedy Saki, Casey Gomiant, and all of you guys, our man Jim Davis, always here. Thank you so much for joining us. We're still asking for a little bit Kado donation. Yeah, so that's the good thing about this network. Whether they gave or they don't, but we will try to do back. We'll try to do as much we can to give back to our country. All other previous elections, the presence of LPR been felt. Our guy was in Lofa today. He's going to be stationed in Lofa. Our guys in Battleground State, Bone County, Nimba County, Grand Bassa, Mosorado. And we're working more to have all of those guys. Hopefully it all goes well. They're going to bring us images free, fair, and balanced. We do not intend to leave no one behind. All of us can be with a party. There is a need that there's an independent news outlet. And this is why you see the National Public Radio, NPR, is in this country. They're not for government, they're not against government, they're not for party, they're not against party, but it is a public network that carries the voices of the people. And some of us on a monthly basis, $5, $10 to contribute. I don't know about your state, but in my own state, every month there's some sort of fundraiser. They ask ordinary Americans or followers to give their donations to how this National Public Radio, you see, so it runs, besides government subsidies and other foundations supporting it. But do we have an independent news outlet in Liberia nowadays? I don't know, and I don't think so. Because politics and politicians have managed to incite, and they are managed to infiltrate all of the news outlet. And this is why you see the subliminal messages as filtered through the wavelengths of the media at war. But we gotta keep the conversation going. Until then, folks, have a pleasant day. And let's keep faith and that we want free, fair, and peaceful elections. Bye-bye.
VIP Jewelry Store, located at the Kalana Plaza. We sell gold rings, gold chains, any type of gold jewelry that you want for any occasion. Wedding jewelries, fashion jewelries. Pick from on shelf or get it customized. VIP Jewelry Store is the best in Monrovia.